Big roar at Moorabbin as umpire Hood bounces the ball. Crow rucking for the Saints. Gets it away. Cunningham's hand pass to Keel is good. He breaks out of the tackle onto Cronin, who tackles McKenna there without the ball. Play's allowed to go on advantage rule taken by the Bulldogs, who go into attack through Burton. Barker, St.Kilda skipper, starting on the ground. That'll do his confidence good. Not particularly good hand pass, but he follows up well. Morwood there in support. Free kick to the Saints skipper for a push after he'd hand passed the ball on. And Barker prominent, starting this match after being selected on the interchange bench.
He kicks the ball down to Cowie, won't carry so far. That's McKenna wearing the crash helmet. He's marked. Michael McKenna, he's marked on the inner wing. Footscray kicking into the slight breeze. Here's Williams. He's a clever player, gets round on his kicking foot. St.Kilda player down. Wallace kicks the ball right up the full forward. Almost a mark to Crow. He's looking for it. The umpire says play on. But no, he'll take the mark in the back pocket.
Draw a nasty one there. The St Kilda player on the ground was put down behind play and is in a lot of trouble as the ball is out onto the outer side. Now there's a push and it will be a Footscray infringement. McLean the culprit. Morwood taking the free quickly across to Odgers. Odgers is told to play on at centre half back. The stretcher coming out. Cronin gets a shove and will get a free. And no need to tell you who the culprit was. The St Kilda fans are doing that. Number 24 for Footscray, Wallace. Not at all appreciated, his act, by the Saints fans, and he couldn't have done it in a worse place, right in front of the social club.
It's Trevor Barker, isn't it, the St Kilda player?
Looks like it.
He was involved in that fine piece of play when he got a very poor handball away to Morwood, then had to recover himself and go in for the hard ball.
Shana, the trainer, shielding his eyes there from the sun as Barker leaves the field. Cronin waiting. The kick will be taken once the stretcher leaves the ground, and this is rather silly, isn't it? But you think that the interchange could be worked when a guy goes off on a stretcher before the player goes through the gate. Mace is the player coming on for St Kilda now. Cronin takes the kick. The centre half forward, thumped out by Egan. Keel scouts. Good intercept that by Kennedy. Maud and McLean down to Hawkins, Footscray's state player. Good ball skill shown by that player. Skipper Edmund playing from behind there. Tidying up as Sewell, he puts the ball to ground. Plenty of desperation now about the Saints as Odgers comes away with it. Burns the target. Good effort by the Saints pivot.
Really fired up with Trevor Barker off the field as Byrne drives to centre half forward. Cunningham was interrupted as he went for the ball. Didn't matter, it was a shove. They play it through Fashini now. It's beautiful pass to full forward there. Oh, hip and shoulder. Fashini comes in and players are really using some physical stuff at the moment. The umpire's letting it play on. It'll clear itself. That's Cronin tackled. Number 5 there is Cunningham. Oh, and a couple of lefts and rights thrown already. It's Royal with the football.
It's pretty tough out there at the start of this encounter. Footscray 7th, St Kilda 12th. I think there was a flag at stake here. There's the kick up towards half forward. It's a beauty. Dropping back there was the big fellow in Odgers. Bit of pushing and shoving. Williams on the bottom of the pack. The Saints come away with it. Mates fumbles, but recovers pretty well. Gets it out to Burns. Going after it now is Burton for Footscray. Burns persists well. Royal, Keel on his hammer. Tackling by the Saints is good. McLean is there for Footscray. Gets it onto Edwards. Showing plenty of experience, puts Edwards. Has a couple of bounces, runs to half forward. Edmund the target. He's outnumbered about 3-1. Crow makes the mistake. The Saints defence stands firm now under a lot of pressure. Comes out towards Williams. At centre half forward, he's under pressure. Tremendous pressure at the start of this match. And away come the Saints again. A poor kick by Odgers across the ground. Chance for Cunningham, who slipped over at the crucial moment. This allows Brian Cordy, and he scores the first behind of the match, hitting the post. At the 4-minute mark of the first term. Gee, lots happened before we've had the first score.
It's breathtaking stuff, isn't it? Trying to catch up with the play, Sparky, but really a fierce opening. Ball back into play. Huffington. Outmarked Edwards from the front, then plays on, floats one over the top, coming down towards the wing position. Easy mark there by Odgers. No, it's not, it's Mace. Mace on the wing. Oh, it's not a good kick at all. It favours Footscray. Then the bounced away. Cowie gets hold of it. An easy steal at the back of the pack by Anderson. Thumped back into the centre. A lot of mistakes being made, but the pace is hectic. Here's McKenna. Goes for a long high kick up to Edmund, number 20, but there's three Saints defenders there. Alfredson has plenty of time to make up his mind what to do. Down to Tomei. He was hit out of the way by skill from Hawkins. A lot of experience and state experience there by Doug Hawkins.
Good play by Hawkins. Young Tomei has certainly been promising for the Saints in recent weeks. Hawkins just inside centre wing. Oh, magnificent kick by Hawkins. It scores, but just offline. Another behind. Would appear as if the Bulldogs going with the breeze in this first term. Their skipper, Jim Edmund, did win the toss. Brown putting the ball back into play for the Saints. Good kick to Keel in front of the Social Cup. Quick to play on. Gets it up to Cross, who fumbles at the crucial moment. But he upsets McKenna, then gets a shove. Gets it out to Mace. Mace back towards the wing end. A strong mark taken in defence by Kennedy. Kennedy in front of Cowie, who's playing at centre half forward for the Saints. Rick Kennedy to put the Bulldogs into attack. Loose play because Pearce is there on his own in the centre of the ground. And Crow is the player, of course, rucking for the Saints, and he's dropping back in the goal square. Purser goes for the leading Edmund at full forward. Down to Sewell. Sewell have a quick snap at goal. Well offline. The Bulldogs fruiting away opportunities here. That's their third behind in the first 6 minutes. They lead by 3 points to nil.
Well, Graham, they could easily be 3 goals to nil at this stage because the shots haven't been so terribly difficult. Evidence that won by Jim Sewell. Paul Moorhead leads out. That ball's going to bounce before they get there, and that's a kick for Footscray, and that's an error. Error by Brown, the full-back. So it's McLean with a short one up to full forward to Edmund. He didn't really go in with much confidence there either, and the ball quickly out from whence it came.
Number 49, Frawley, playing on the Bulldog skipper. Some promising young players in this St Kilda side today. Up going for the ruck there was Brown against Edwards. Edwards number 30 for Footscray, his third club. Brown number 19 for the Saints. Crow in there. Edwards over the top. Interferes with Crow. And the big Saint ruckman, Max Crow, former Essendon player, to take the free at half-back. Over the top, Purser. Quickly on to Kennedy. Kennedy in towards full forward. Good spoil. The Saints doing it well in defence. Morwood in trouble. Gets out of it well. Out to Cronin. Not favoured by the bounce, but slippery there. Burton goes to ground. Only gets it out as far as Keel, who's well tackled by Royal. There's a free to Footscray to Burton. No, not paid. He's still on the bottom of the pack. Umpire Nash to bounce in the shadows of the Huggins Social Club stand.
Another free kick quickly taken by Edwards. Lovely long kick right up into the goal square. Edmund once again not full of confidence. Sewell gets the ball back. Edmund this time a shot right across the front of goal, marked right on the kick-off line. The mark will be allowed. Telfington playing at centre half back, but he's moving back to the full-back position as well. Kicks a long one out towards Tomei. Tomei takes it on the outer half-back flank. A St Kilda running play there in Morwood. Moves down 30 metres, marks on the further down on the half-back flank.
Good ball by Morwood into Odgers near the centre of the ground. And the way the Saints are playing the ball short, it does appear as if the breeze might be quite strong on the ground. Odgers this time a little longer towards centre half forward. Oh, Terry Smith. Great mark over the top. The St Kilda forward line open. The lead will come from two ways. Side bottom and Lockett. Look at this side bottom. Chance, he's got it. Oh, good play. Lockett went one way, side bottom the other. Interesting tactics that they both let out of the goal square, and side bottom the target, took the mark about 45 metres out from goal. As you can see, about a 45-degree angle. Just across the face of goal, fisted away. Lockett on the bottom of the pack. Keel goes after it. Umpire Hood to bounce no more than 10 metres out from St Kilda's goal. Certainly their most dangerous forward move so far. The 10-minute mark of the first term, Footscray lead by 3 points to 0.
Right on the St.Kilda goal square there. That's Percy getting up high, knocked the ball out of play. And all St Kilda need at this moment is one straight kick for one goal, and they'll take the lead. Footscray really have frittered away their opportunities with 3 behinds from relatively easy shots. Side bottom, the ruckman, chipped out of the pack very quickly. Crow, too long for him. Footscray's Hawker with a piece of nice play there, quickly across towards Wallace. Wallace brings the ball to the inside of the ground now to a lead there from Edmund. Easily knocked away by Alphington. Steve McPherson, nice pass, great stuff there, beautiful lead from Sewell. That ball came to him like a rocket, and Sewell will kick from about 55 metres out, and Footscray with all the scores on the board, be it only 3 behinds, but a big chance for Sewell to kick the first major of the match. Just about right on for distance and accuracy. And that's the first goal. So Sewell has kicked 1 goal, 1. Footscray are 9 points, and Kilda yet to open their account.
And that set up by the great play by Hawkins. His skill at moving the ball from the fence, first class. And already he's putting his stamp on this match. Footscray state representative playing in the centre. Umpire Hood wanting Royal and Fashini to move away a little from the circle. Crow again getting the tap out to Cowie. Cowie quickly onto Big Crow. He'll go straight down the ground. Not a good kick. Lockett's got 2 to beat and can't. Good effort that by Cordy. That's Neil Cordy, who's been posted in defence with the job of minding Lockett. He finds Kennedy at centre half back, or the centre half back and half back. Cronin hanging on will be penalised 15 metres. Kennedy straight down the ground towards centre half forward. Edmund the target. Elphington gave him a shove. Edmund comes over the top of Moore to take the mark. Footscray forwards running around in circles at the moment. Edmund fancies his chances from the edge of the square. Will make the distance, but hasn't got the accuracy. So Footscray at 1-4, which is 10. St Kilda hasn't scored. 12 minutes have been played in this first term. Perhaps wasting opportunities as they've had all the play, Jeff.
Well, they certainly had a lot of play. Yeah, well, they have had most of it, I guess, when that kick was a long one out towards Frawley. Looking for Tomei, but Hawkins showing a lot of skill. He started as a youngster and as a champion when he came to Footscray, and he's had his share of injury problems over the last couple of years, but he is a champion player, and he did play well on the night game in Adelaide on Tuesday night. Jostling there by the ruckman. That's Royal 33. Attacking Terry Smith at St Kilda. And the ball up on the outer side. 40 minutes of play gone. 10. Footscray 0 for the Saints. Tap out by Purser. St Kilda trying to ruck to his, or row to his ruck work at this stage. And Fashini looks as though he's a bit out of gas. Looks
like it might be an elbow. He fell very awkwardly. He's in a lot of pain, Silvio Bassini, outside the boundary line. Hanging on, there's Fashini being attended to by a trainer. Elbow or shoulder. And it's a St Kilda free kick. Another call for the bench. So that's tragedy for the Saints. 2 bad injuries in the first quarter. Trip. Free kick to Cunningham. Quickly on to Smith. Good spoil. Look at Cross come through. He's well shepherded for by Cronin. Up towards Cordy and Lockett. McLean staying down, and Anderson's going to get a free. Tackle without the ball. Anderson out of defence for Footscray. Oops, Sadegi breaks the tackle from Cunningham. Calmly does it. Out to Wallace and Burns. Oops. Strong effort by Burns. Side bottom falls on it. Wallace and Crow. Only as far as Brian Cordy. Ball Footscray here. Royal can score from here. And does, but it's only another behind. 1-5 now to Footscray. The Saints still to score, and the St Kilda club doctor sprinting across the ground to go and see Silvio Bassini, attended there by 2 trainers and the Saints runner.
They roll the ball back into play, and Smith marks a kick off from Brown. Terry Smith showing a lot of agility this time. Down to Cowie. Cowie with Kennedy. Kennedy's given him an extra 15 metres. Now Brian, or Neil Cordy rather, looking out the Tony Lockett, the ball coming down to the half-forward flank position. Lovely mark there by Cunningham. He really, geez, a big player this year. He looks like a mini ruckman. The kick is not a good one as it comes in. It's grabbed there by Purser. But Cunningham looked strong there as he came in to meet that ball. The Purser goes with a poor piece of handball. Oh, and it bounced in front of Cordy, and he's met solidly by Lockett. Free kick against Lockett for going in when Cordy really got rid of the ball. Quite a few things happening here in this first term. Barker off the ground, Fashini in a lot of bother. It's Neil Cordy down towards Williams, knocked away by Mace. St Kilda tapping the ball out, but there's no running players around the pack at the moment. That's Burton. Oh, stood his ground, it was Mace.
Indiscriminate jump from the back there by skipper Edmund. Mace, a good ball out to Tomei, and he finds him. McLean climbs all over him. Tomei with the mark. On the grandstand wing by Gigo. There's some ferocity about the Bulldogs tackling. Not a good kick in towards the centre, but knocked on. Chance for Cowie, who gets it out to Keel. His hand pass intercepted by Kennedy. Back towards McLean. Bouncing ball in front of the Social Club. He's pushed over the line by Mace. Good effort. The Saints doing it pretty well against the breeze. They haven't scored, but they've kept Footscray so far to 11 points at the 16.5-minute mark of this first quarter.
Footscray's tackling is the same as it was against Essendon last week, as McKenna threads his way through, finds a ruckman Purser in the centre of the field and kicks a long one right out to Sewell. Sewell muffed that one, taken from him. Handball coming out of Hodges. Hodges kick now a long one to Cowie, the tall player, 10.5 forward. He'd marked that ball before he was crunched by Anderson. And Cowie takes the free ball across to Cunningham. A long kick now down towards Lockett, but I didn't even carry to Lockett. An easy mark to Purser. Then back to Neil Cordy. Up to the wing, too long there. St Kilda's ball at this stage. Oh, and that was put out. It was put out by Hodges. I reckon he put it out deliberately, but he's getting a free kick because McPherson hit him in the face.
Yeah, right in front of the St Kilda stand. There's the kick towards half forward, and a great effort by Cowie. And star Footscray centre man Doug Hawkins left the ground just a few moments ago with what looked like a fairly nasty leg injury. Lund, the interchange play on the ground. There's Sidebottom, he's got it! At centre half forward. Good lead by Sidebottom. And he may be just a bit too far out to score. You can see he's gone back across the centre square line. The Saints into the breeze in this first term. Second good lead and mark in this opening quarter. Spirited opening here at Moorabbin by bottom side St Kilda and final 5 contenders Footscray. There's the kick by Sidebottom. Just not quite going to make it. Fisted through for the first score for St Kilda, a behind, and it's come at the 18.5-minute mark of the first term. So Footscray 11 leads St Kilda 1, the margin 10 points.
Well, Egan is the Footscray player to boot the ball out. A little bit of pushing and shoving there. The umpire's really not to see it. Oh, pick up by Sidebottom is very neat. Jenkins. There's only one kick, one goal.
Just on the ground for Fashini, Jeff. What a great bit of play by Sidebottom.
He's starring. He's using his extra height and his wonderful mobility of running around the ground to pick up that. He's marking well, getting a loose ball, and he spun out of trouble beautifully then.
So a handy goal for St Kilda against the breeze. And they trail by just 4 points now at the 20-minute mark. As Crow dominating at that centre bounce, gets the knock away. High, McLean the opportunity here for Footscray. Not favoured by the bounce. In comes Cronin to put him under pressure. The ball curls back, McPherson in front, and he marks strongly. Hodges there, his opponent. Lund the target, the interchange player. Moore with the spoiler. Williams gets a nice run at it. Gets around 1, gets around 2. Bit far with his hand pass for Royal. Royal cleverly back to Lund. He centres short, over the head of his skipper Edmund. Maud gets a bad bounce. Elphingston to tidy up. Oh, he does it beautifully. Crashing his way out of defence. Looks for Cunningham. Spoiled by Brian Cordy. Cunningham goes after it, does it well, gets a hand pass away. Persistence by the Bulldogs. Edmund right up the ground now. Out to Wallace. Blue behind play. Cunningham taking on 2. Wallace kicks into a nest of St Kilda players. And a Footscray player down. Lunn and Cunningham having a do. As the ball comes out to Terry Smith, who takes a splendid mark. Long one on to Keel. Keel back to Smith. Into Elphingston. They're fiddling around a bit. He's in trouble. Still in trouble. But he gets it out to Burns. Oh, he took that too easily. But Burns can drive it deep into attack for the Saints. Young Cross has got it. He's off. Great play. Fires at the goal. Side bottom and Dunn. And Emmett Dunn outpoints side bottom on that occasion. Lowered Paul Salmon's colours last week. Side bottom's had the better of him so far. But Dunn this time taking the strong mark in the last line of defence.
Well, he's going to kick the ball, or he was going to kick it out that way, and he's to be fuddled the ball, but he'll have to go back and kick across his mark. And the umpires are insistent upon this, particularly this season. So Dunn will have to kick the ball out on that flank, and it's going very close to the boundary line. Right there by Neil Cordy. Now Cordy's run a long way, and he's carried the ball right back into the back pocket. It's his 4th kick. Up to the wing to McKenna. It's McKenna and Terry Smith for St Kilda, but McKenna with a bit more skill spun around there, kicks the ball up the flank. It's not a good delivery at all. Here's Lunn now. Lunn's chipping towards centre half forward. He found Edmund, and Edmund's just about touch and go for distance. He's not going to try. He's kicking the ball to a lead from Edwards. Edwards was caught flat-footed then. The ball knocked away from him, and out of play, Footscray's forward pocket.
Oh, Jingo, has been some tough passages of play in this first term.
I said the St Kilda run around having a talk to Cunningham.
And to May it was too, as Crow gets the knockout. Keel cleverly on there to Odgers. He gets a shove and the free kick in the back pocket.
Oh!
Burns just put McLean down. McLean evens up. Jingo should be rough and tough by the end of the day. Here's McLean doing it pretty well to get it out to McPherson, who gives it on to McKenna. McKenna goes short. Too far for Lunn. This will allow Elphingston in. What a fine player this boy is. He's beautifully shepherded for. Drives it to half forward, and he's found a teammate. It's Cunningham. That'll be nearly 15 metres. He's off. Short in towards Smith. He's got nice hands. That's about his 3rd mark in this first term. Terry Smith, 4th in fact. Premiership player for the Tigers in 1980. In towards full forward. Not enough space. And the Footscray defence standing firm. This time it's Brian Cordy rather, number 49. Getting it out to McPherson. Showing plenty of skill. Looks for McKenna and finds him. McKenna quickly onto Brian Cordy again. Cordy up towards centre half forward, and Mace, who came on in the first term as an interchange player when Barker was KO'd, doing well at half back. In short, good ball to Tomei. Crow was looking for it. So's Elphingston now, and that's where it's going, out to Elphingston, who's come right down towards half forward, the big fellow from defence. And he's had 7 kicks so far in this first term, Robert Elphingston. Wanting a bit of mobility up forward. He's not getting it. Now he does. Side bottom leads again. Thumped away by Dunn. There's the Saints goal scorer, Frawley. But Egan tidies up. Clever kick to Edmund in the centre of the ground. Footscray go forward. Edwards the target. Good intercept by Odgers. Crashed over Royal. Cleverly on to Sewell. 2nd goal for Jimmy Sewell and 2nd goal for Footscray. A little bit of inexperience by the Saints in defence there, as 2 St Kilda backmen crashed into one another, and Sewell did the rest after receiving the hand pass from Royal.
Well, we've noticed in this first quarter with a very fiery opening, Footscray's tackling has been absolutely the fiercest I've seen of them from a long time, but St Kilda haven't been behind the door either. They've come out and they've retaliated very strongly indeed. So Footscray are thinking a little bit more about tackling indiscriminately at this stage on the Saints. They're right into it. It's Footscray 17 to St Kilda 7. Barker and Fashini off the field for St Kilda. Oh, nice bounce there by Williams. Williams a loping one across towards Burton. Burton got his kick in before he was tackled, but it's St Kilda up there, and there's a wall of defenders there. Unfortunately, he's run the ball out, and that's Frawley. A throw in Footscray's forward pocket at the 25-minute mark in his first term.
Bulldogs lead by 10 points. We enter time on. Out towards Royal, a danger player. Oh, he ran the ball out of bounds. Now the umpire said he didn't. There'll be a free kick against Royal for taking too long. Great tackle by Mace, but it did look for all the world as if he carried the ball over the line. Mace for his 5th kick since coming on. Barker carried off on a stretcher, KO'd behind play. Crow spoils Purser, down to McKenna, cleverly onto Burton. Beautifully tackled by Cronin. Brown. Royal tries to take it off him. Umpire Hood will bounce in the left forward pocket for Footscray.
Locking of arms, set to then. Crow with much longer arms will go back and take this show in. Side bottoms there as well if needed. Reversing Sewell. Side bottom with clever play. He looked for Crow. Crow had to kick quickly. He doesn't. He goes for a run there for on that back line. It's Cronin's. Cronin's kick or pass is not a good one. Kennedy used weight then. Cronin gets it, tries to fend off Emma Dunn. Dunn with the ball now. Back to Kennedy. And a long clearing kick this time up to the forward pocket. Oops, it's Hodges in front there who's taken that mark.
Good effort by Hodges, who's defended well. He goes across the ground, Elphingston calling for it and finds him. Always a risk with those passes across the face of goal, but plenty of confidence in the player. On towards Brown, coming down the ground. They're running well, the young players out of defence for St Kilda. Brown onto Frawley. Frawley to half forward looking for Cunningham. Couldn't hold it. Anderson for Footscray out of defence with the socks down. Long, that's a good kick. Good spoil by Mace. Oh, great effort. Sewell was sitting back thinking he had it, but Mace took it away from him and did it well. Keel this time. It's a bit far for him, and big Purser's there at the back to take the mark for the Bulldogs. Oh, Mace crashed into a Footscray player, went unpenalised, and the ball is out of bounds at right half forward. The Bulldogs leading by 10 points, 27-minute mark of the first quarter at Moorabbin.
Well, it's back on Footscray's forward line with a throw-in. That's Frawley and Edwards to take it. Edwards for Footscray, gets a tap from the back position. The siren is gone. Rough and tough first quarter with plenty of incidents. Trevor Barker off the field for St Kilda, as is Fashini. Hawkins off the field for Footscray. Footscray 2-5-17, St Kilda 1-1-7. Second quarter about to start. Footscray leads 17 to St Kilda's 7. So it's Ruckman, Purser versus side bottom. It's a lovely bounce. Side bottom with better judgment, takes it out of there, then loses it. Anderson fumbles it. Free kick going for an indiscriminate tackle, going St Kilda's way to cross. He's going with a long kick this time, straight down to full forward. The torch into there. Lockett has been awarded the mark and he's hobbling a little bit. Took that mark from the back. I thought there may have been another hand on that ball before it came through to him, but the umpire's down there, has seen it all and given Lockett the mark. This is his first kick. St Kilda trailing by 10 points. Lockett's been a sensation this year in front of goals for St Kilda. He's kicked 36 goals for the season to date. And that one looked okay as it left the boot, but you could see as it just spun around in this slight breeze it's blowing from that top end, the South Road end. So it's another behind for St Kilda. Kick out. Pushing and shoving there were Terry Smith and Neil Cordy. The free ball picked up by Cronin, jabbed there to Keel, who wasn't expecting it, really came too quickly. Cunningham hacks his way through it, tries to, side bottom floating around the centre of the ground between the half forward line. For Lockett for his second kick, a blind shot for goal. A wild shot for goal. It's out on the full. Well, let's not lock Tony Lockett.
Dunn to take the free kick near the behind post. Kicks it out fairly wide, looking for Neil Cordy. Kicked off the ground by Brian Cordy. Neil follows up. Williams has it on the outer wing. Has plenty of time to have a look. And then succeeds in putting it out of bounds on the full. So Elphingston to take the free kick.
Lockett coming off the field.
Goodness me, St Kilda in a bit of trouble. Lockett is limping. Barker is up on his feet. Cunningham spoils Purser. Down to Cross. Little fellow does it well, but look, he only hand passes straight to opposition player Purser. Into Wallace. In the centre of the ground. Barker, the Saints skipper, back on the ground. There he is, as Tony Lockett limps towards the St Kilda dressing room. At centre half forward, McLean has it. He's well shepherded for by his skipper Edmund. Bit of hanging on there by player Odgers, by Jingo. He showed some courage. Gets the ball out to Tomei, who's tackled low, and he's been penalised for throwing the ball. McLean to take the free kick. Number 51 for Footscray. Centres the ball, right place for it. St Kilda free. And it's going to Frawley. No, this time it's Brown, who looks for Keel on the grandstand side. Perhaps worried a little by the sun. Keel follows on well, gets a bit of a shove. Tries to get it out to Burns, who gets it on the side bottom. Now it comes back towards Burns, who plays it forward for Terry Smith, who's favoured by the bounce. Smith with a full head of steam up. Out towards Barker. Not a bad kick, that. Cordy spoils well, down to Burton. Cronin the opportunity for St Kilda. Burton does it well. On to Emmett Dunn. Dunn not getting a very good bounce. Tries to crash his way through. Oh, the ball is bouncing all over the place. It comes to Cronin. He's got an opportunity. Big Crow's got his name all over it. No, couldn't quite get there. Little fellow up there, Jenkin. Second goal for little Jenkin. No, it's not. Behind. So the Saints frittering away opportunities. 1-1 from his two kicks for Alan Jenkin.
However, that's reduced the margin to 8 points in favour of Footscray, as Egan it is to kick the ball out to Dunn. He really had a fit of the fumbles there a moment or two ago, and lost the possession for Footscray. Then kicks the ball to Elite on the half-forward line. Strong mark there by Morwood. Quicker look, dashes across the field there. Very, very quick play for Morwood. Back pedals, has a look, shoots at the boards. Barker, who's flat-footed. Cordy couldn't get there either. Jenkin, Smith, Cross. Oh, Cross ran into a pack of them. Kick by Dunn. Knocked to the ground. A chance for Brian Cordy. Picks up, shoots the ball out towards McLean. The half volley, carries the football in front of him, then turns around, thumps it through the arms and legs. They ran all over his back in their eagerness to get the ball, and McLean may have been a bit lucky there to get the free kick on the back line.
And it's going upfield to Brian Cordy, who was very, very badly tackled by Burns as he was running past. On to Wallace. He gets tackled high, and that's poor play by St Kilda. Cunningham the culprit then. The experienced St Kilda player should know better. Or out on the full. Cyril took the mark. But the free kick will go to Elphingston for St Kilda. Right in front of the St Kilda's players' race. They trail by 8 points. 5 minutes gone. Second term. 10th kick for Elphingston. Looking for Cowie, but he pushed Purser out. Purser's got the free at centre-half back.
Big fellow having his hands full against his opposite number in side bottom this afternoon. Side bottom with more mobility. It's not a bad kick there from Purser, but he can't find Sewell. Perhaps McKenna can get it out for Footscray. Now it'll be Cross for St Kilda. Boots the ball straight back towards the half-forward line. Kennedy marks easily.
Doing well at centre-half back on Cowie. Purser. Shepherds with a high one. Right in front of the St Kilda fans. And there'll be a throw-in by Jingo.
I think it's a bit tough. Rough and tough.
Crow's coming out the centre-half forward, and Cowie will go to full forward. Side bottom rucking. Pushed Sewell out. Sewell's got the free kick. Up towards Edwards, who's well thwarted. Keel paddles it back. Odgers uses a lot of skill. Side bottom and Sewell. Down the cross to Burns. Goes back off Purser. Crow. The Saints have got a chance to get the game moving here. Crow's at half forward. A long way out, but he's a long kick of the football. Cowie from the back. Cunningham. Anderson in the last line for the Bulldogs. Straight down the ground towards Dunn, but Cunningham chips in and takes it. Wastes no time, plays on, and puts it through for a goal. Jeff Cunningham kicks the Saints second, and they trail now by just 2 points at the 7-minute mark of the second term.
More positive play by St Kilda in this second term. They've lifted themselves to 2-3-15, only 2 points behind Footscray now. Purser and Sidebottom, and Sidebottom once more wins that centre tap. Wallace. Poor sort of a kick down to the forward line. Oh, badly read there by McPherson. A chance for Sewell with no one back. He'll go. Oh, he went for a half kick. It just landed with inside the boundary line there, only just, but there wasn't a Footscray forward any further forward than Sewell when he kicked that football.
Quite surprising, Jeff, how strong the wind must be on the ground. Because sides going to that end of the ground are having a lot of trouble getting the ball forward. In that defensive pocket, hit away, well scouted by Royal. Lunn running with the flight of the ball, does it very well. Splendid mark by Lunn. Kick from Royal right across the face of goal. Lunn anticipated well, running with the ball, and he takes the mark on the boundary line. Lunn, who came on as the interchange player when State Representative Doug Hawkins left the ground in the first term, has this opportunity to increase Footscray's lead. He does by a behind, so the margin is now 3 points. Footscray 18, lead St Kilda 15 at the 9-minute mark of the second term.
Now the ball back into play by Brown. Out towards Tomei. Oh, he lost sight of it completely. Thumped on now. That was Wallace who beached the ball off the ground soccer fashion. It was a good kick as well. Purser pulled away from his shot by a smaller player in Keel, who's showing a lot of desperation. Flips the ball out. Grabbed by McKenna. Into the forward pocket, but St Kilda in the front running. Oh, but it didn't matter. Sewell really outpointed Elphingston then. That's the only mistake that Elphingston's made so far. He's played a wonderful match. And Sewell come in for his 6th kick and possibly his 3rd goal. Well, he seems to be the focal point in the forward line for Footscray. They're directing their attacks through him. It's a lovely long kick. It's gone past the goal area. Knocked to the ground and knocked through. That's one behind. It's 19 points now in front of the Saints on 15.
Good lead by Sidebottom in front of Purser. He ran into that vacant space at half back. On the grandstand side now, Purser will be pulled back 15 metres. Sidebottom told to go. Go he does. Elphingston drops his sitter. Gets well tackled by Edwards, but Elphingston gets it to Keel. Keel gets it to Cross. Cross takes it now. Off he goes. Threads his way through the pack. Cross. Oh, what a goal! Magnificent effort by Cross. Andrew Cross. Threading his way through the pack, and the Saints hit the front for the first time in the match. Odgers it was who got the ball across to Cross, and he really played it beautifully.
Just past the 10-minute mark of the second term, and the Saints have hit the front, 21-19. And Sidebottom again dominates that centre bounce. Cunningham caught red hot with the football. McLean backwards to Anderson, goes for the run. A shocking kick. Morwood couldn't take advantage of that either. A chance now for Burton. Burton's kicked down towards Sewell. Sewell's kicked a couple of goals, but bounced favoured Elphinstone, and he thumped the ball backwards when he should have taken it. Can three of his teammates help him out? No, it's not. It's Edmund grabbed high. Edmund grabbed high. He hasn't played very well so far. Been lacking in confidence in this season, 84. But this will be his 5th kick. Straight across the front. Edwards. Now that looked too easy. Terry Smith, I don't know. I know Edwards shielded his eyes from the sun. Maybe Smith lost sight of it as well. And it's Alan Edwards directly in front, and the Bulldogs down by 2 points. Well, he's had plenty of experience in front of goal. This fellow, this is his 3rd club, Richmond, Collingwood, before Footscray, and he made goal kicking look hard then as he kicked that easy goal and made it a behind.
So the Saints in front by just a point. This time Smith leading the space at half-back, gets a shove and will get the free kick. McKenna infringing on Smith. Smith must go back and kick over his mark. Smith found side bottom. He was keen to get the play moving, but he knew that he kept the ball moving from in front of the mark where McKenna was standing. Goes in short to Tomei. Tomei across towards Cunningham. He got a bit of space. He got it. Cunningham onto Elphinstone. Elphinstone deep into attack for the Saints. Big Crow and Cowie dropping back. Barker brought down in the goal square. It's rushed across the line. The ball across the goal line, but umpire Hood's going to decide to bounce it. 21-20, the Saints lead by a point. Cross kicked, beautifully smothered off the boot by Egan. So the margin now 2 points.
Now Egan looking for someone to kick it to. Purser's down there, but side bottom standing with him, so he doesn't kick it to either of those players. Drops in the short one. Oh, caught by Crow on grass level. Now Crow could just about kick it from here, because if he uses one of those spiral torpedo punts of his, even though the wind is blowing into his face, he's not very strong. And St.Kilda are leading by 2 points. Well, he's going for the long shot. It's a flat punt. Oh, beautiful kick by Crow. As nonchalant as you like, from a good 55 metres out, and it covered it with plenty to spare. And the Saints go further ahead. They lead by 8 points.
Bad error there on the kickoff. Dunn was the target, but it was a poor kick, and Crow anticipated superbly. Side bottom, intercepted by Wallace, kicked off by Burns, quickly taken by Brian Cordy. Tomei, outnumbered 2-1. McLean to Wallace. Wallace towards half forward. Man in front being severely dealt with was Frawley by Edwards, and he'll get the free kick. Perhaps deserved one before the whistle finally went. Comes to the grandstand side. Big Crow. Burns only got it as far as Dunn. Lux a fortune. Wallace. Oh, that's a bad kick. Went for a short pass and popped it right over the head of Sewell. And there'll be a boundary thrown at right half forward for Footscray.
They're trailing by 8 points after leading by 10 points at the start of this quarter, 15 minutes ago. Side bottom too good, enjoying the ruck duel against Purser. Purser not the player, we went with him that time, it was Edwards, but Purser not the player he was last year. Hasn't hit the high spots yet. That's side bottom. Wonderful play today. Again, for him. Royal gets through the pack well, uses a bit of good old-fashioned guts there. Handball out by McLean. Picked up by Mace. Tackling strong, still strong by Footscray. That was Edwards who thumped it away. Very close to the line where McPherson goes for it. Side bottom once more, into the centre. A dash by Anderson and Cross. Ball doesn't favour them. A chance for Cronin now. Stolen there by Wallace, who's playing well, but his kicking's not good. Straight to Mace this time, but went one-handed. Williams with a chance. onto his left foot now. Just a gentle shot over the top to McPherson, walks into the open goal, and it's 6 points for sure. And Footscray only 2 points behind now, but that was very easy play. St Kilda made a mistake. Wallace jumped onto it, got the ball down, and eventually McPherson took the kick up a metre inside the ground.
Bad mistake there by Mace, number 7 for St Kilda, who took that mark far too easily and let Williams in, who got the ball cleverly over to McPherson. And that's why the St Kilda runner is going out to tell Mace to keep up his concentration. And now, watch this, because the St Kilda runner pushed Williams away, and that's why Williams went after him. And the St Kilda runner certainly had no right whatsoever to touch the Footscray player. Cross. And Williams didn't like it at all. Down goes McKenna. And the back. Cross. Down goes Mace behind play. There's Mace. Williams has put him down behind play. And there'll be a St Kilda free kick. That's Mace, laid out, KO'd behind play by Williams.
He was the initiator, Smokey, I saw it.
Mace?
Yes.
Up towards full forward Barker, but he was flying from behind Neil Cordy. And it's on back in the centre.
And down here, Footscray players flatten. Oh, nasty stuff, isn't it?
Not necessary when it's so far behind play.
And 3 separate incidents, as it turns out.
And all you need is good, strong umpiring from the start. As Cordy kicks the ball back towards the wing, and he finds Purser. There's one man who won't be too ruffled by all this.
And there's a good dozen trainers and doctors on the ground and runners.
Oh! Down goes Williams.
That's the second time he's been hammered.
It's on.
Yep.
By Jingo. We had it ugly down here about 3 weeks ago, Jeff, but this is worse.
Yeah, it's certainly worse. I had a feeling this might happen today with these two clubs, because both winners last week in tough matches.
Well, Sidebottom showing a lot of sense. He's trying to break the St Kilda players.
Well, that's the biggest belly we've seen for a long time. All but 6 players at the other end of the ground have been involved in this one, Smokey.
Notebooks have come out.
Yeah.
And we'll have to wait until after the game to get a check on who's going where on Monday night. And for what reason. And that runner is in there again. This time it's the Footscray runner.
I just wonder what the umpire's going to do now to get play started again. They'll have to give a free kick to somewhere, or they're just going to call a ball up in that area.
Umpire Nash is doing some writing. There's a boundary umpire putting his notebook away. They're having a consultation here. Umpire Nash, certainly the senior of the 2 men in white. And the ball is going back to where it was. St Kilda had been awarded a kick. Now it's going back to Footscray. That's interesting. Burton for Footscray. That's a good-looking kick. Edmund. The Footscray skipper marks, and he's within scoring range. And who's going to come out of this melee with their concentration on the football now, Jeff, and go on and play the game? Because this will be a crucial 10 minutes or so before half-time of the match.
Yep.
That's a pretty good kick by the skipper, and Footscray are back in front. The Bulldogs now lead by 4 points at the 21-minute mark of the second term. And of course, there'll be a fair bit of time on in this quarter with the hold-ups that we've had.
Well, they fell. I'm just having a look at Mason Williams, the 2 players who were downed in that incident 5 minutes ago. They're up. Their skin looks awfully red, so obviously there's a rush of blood there from 2 of them, and they're still matched against each other. 28-32. Footscray lead on 32. Coming Terry Smith's way for St Kilda. He's held to the ground, but in possession of the football. Free kick against him for holding the ball, and he's been a good player, and that's unnecessary by Purser. Kick still goes Wallace's way for Footscray. Kicks it right across goal to Edwards. Edmonton Elphingston. Elphingston best to recover. Loose ball grabbed by Cronin, but the kick. It's Frawley's way. Frawley kicks the ball deep up towards the half forward. Crow with a nice mark.
Emmett Dunn now out at centre half back on Crow. Oh, his kick is an absolute shocker. Elphingston can't get there before it goes out of bounds between, or just on the attacking side of the centre wing. Outer side of the ground, and the Bulldogs, who lost the lead, back in front by 4 points. Crow against Dunn. Elphingston, all Purser here. Kick behind the play, and he marks in the back pocket. Fakes the hand pass, puts himself in a bit of trouble. Egan, Kennedy, comes to the grandstand side, looking for Wallace. Burns is there. Every picture tells a story. It certainly did there. Thank you very much. Wallace didn't like that one too much. Lunn caught with the ball and will be penalised. Morwood to get the free kick for the Saints.
Crazy how see Byrne initiated an attack there on McLean, and he came back quickly, so the fellas haven't forgotten how to look after themselves. Now the umpire having a quick talk to Lunn.
Free kick downfield, Jeff. Lunn thumping to May, who was shepherding him quite fairly, and so the free kick going downfield to be taken by Cowie, well within scoring range.
Okay, if he kicks this goal, well, the Saints are back in front. 4 points down. Cowie surely should kick this from 35 metres out. Has to kick into a slight breeze. Judged it to a nicety. And the Saints back in front after a very hectic and a very interesting second term. At the 23-minute mark, St.Kilda 5-4-34 to Footscray 4-8-32.
Lunn paying for that indiscretion goes to the interchange bench, and number 37, Rickman, comes on for the Bulldogs. Going to half forward. So Malthouse quickly remove Lunn from the field. So the Saints with a narrow 2-point lead. Side bottom gets the tap away. Burton. Cronin does very well to take it off him. Well played by the Western Australian. To young Jenkin. There's a bit of a leg tackle, but it goes unpaid. Side bottom will go long and pretty high. Barker's got the big ride from the back. Out to Dunn, who takes plenty of time. An intelligent clearing kick. Egan, tackle fairly high. No, took too long. He ducked his head a little. Big Crow came in over the top, and he's got the free kick for the Saints. Now he can make the distance. As you can see, he's quite close to the boundary line. Max Crow has already kicked one goal in this second term. He's popped it out in front of goal. Cowie the leap. Couldn't hold it. Nash will bounce. And my word, it's still pretty desperate out there, Jeff. Aren't you glad you're up here with me?
I certainly am, Sparky. It's desperate. There's some very fit, some very sore players out there. Cross number 25. Cross a chance. Over his head. Great snapshot. He might be cross after that. He'll be delighted and happy. That's his second goal. St Kilda lead by 8 points. Very quick opportunist, young Cross. Of course, he was facing goal, running slightly away from them, but once the ball came into his arms, he knew what to do with it.
So the Saints now lead by 8 points. Time on just being played in the second quarter. Side bottom pushed in the back by Purser. And the Saints playing with a lot of life and a lot more system now. They're running well. Big pack congregating at centre half forward, but Odgers makes space. McPherson. And Odgers slowing play down just a little bit too much, perhaps, for the Saints. Barker got up high. Kick again by Cross to Crow. And the Saints can do no wrong. And that was young Andrew Cross's 6th kick in this second term. And he's kicked 2 extremely fine goals. And from his 6th mark, Max Crowe misses from point-blank range. Bad missed that.
You'd wonder how an experienced player could miss so easily, wouldn't you, from point-blank range?
Particularly, Jeff, when he kicked such a fine goal earlier in the
That's
quarter.
right.
Much further out on an acute angle.
Yeah.
Crowe has been a good focal point, though, for the Saints today.
Now, here's Egan. He'll try and kick it to someone. Doesn't kick it to Purser. He goes out the other way to Neil Cordy. Neil Cordy gets up nicely. He obviously knew Cordy's marking ability when he kicked that out to him. That was Egan. And Cordy's long kick now just past the wing position. Cronin forward. 70 metres from goal in towards Crowe. Carey was there. Cunningham chases it, but the whistle's gone. Oh! Cunningham was brought to the ground like a charging bull then. A very strong tackle by Cordy, who's not happy about that, but he wasn't going to let Cunningham get away. Really hurled him into the ground. Tackle was very high. Anyway, it would have been a St Kilda free kick in any case, further downfield. But here's Cunningham with St Kilda 8 points in front, 9 points in front. And another important chance gone begging because Cunningham missed another one from point-blank range.
Experienced player, Jeff, a state footballer. He shouldn't make mistakes like that. So it's a 10-point lead to the Saints at the 28-minute mark of the second term. Egan again. Once more looking for Neil Cordy out there at half-back. He's well spoiled. Barker, well shepherded for, cleverly on the little Jenkin. Jenkin fires at goal, well offline. Cowie in the goal square saying, look for me. And then we've got another blue behind play. Over there on that half-forward flank. By Jingo.
Yeah, the books are coming out pretty quickly. Umpire Nash has got his out, but he's...
Side bottom once again, restoring order, trying to cool heads. And we're still waiting for the ball to be kicked back in. Cronin being written about, either as the culprit or the player offended against. Egan, Neil Cordy the lead, and over the top of Barker once more. Barker must certainly be concussed after that knock he took in the first quarter.
Shown a lot of courage to get back on the field, hasn't he?
He was going to run the wrong way, then I'm sure he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, there's such a dire straits in Kilda with Fashini off as well. Anyway, it's Neil Cordy. Keep going here to Robert Elphingston. He's on the outer wing. St Kilda's, funnily enough, go play on the outer wing. Footscray play on the inner wing. Cordy again, he's having a picnic out there in this quarter. His marking ability is great. Obviously, the Footscray players know that. Kicks it back from whence it came. Oh, not on. Alan Edwards lost sight of it completely. And a throw-in. 30 minutes of football in this second quarter, which is understandable considering the time off with the umpires trying to sort out the blues.
Two side bottom. Beautifully one hand down. McPherson in there for Footscray, as is Burton. Little Jenkin kicks it off the ground. Burns follows up. Running well. Jenkin. That's a better place to kick the ball. Cowie gets pushed over. No free kick. Done pretty slow, but gets boot to ball. McLean had plenty to beat and did it well. Out of bounds deliberately. No, says umpire Hood. A little obvious from up here. So St Kilda now with Fashini and Lockett on the interchange bench, and Captain Barker obviously concussed back on the ground. Another throw in, now a push. Footscray free kick to Royal in the back pocket.
Well, Royal certainly hasn't sparkled today, like his normal game, but he's had plenty of close attention. Burns. Oh, Rickman raced in, must have said leave it. Good fight back by St Kilda in this quarter. They've kicked 5 goals to Footscray's 2, so it's been the Saints' quarter okay. Side bottom beats Purser once more. Jenkins flicks it back. Egan gets it, boots it into the centre of the field. Sun's a bit hard to handle over there. Cronin had it, put it down, tackled, wins the free kick. Good play by Cronin. Plays on, the loose man over there, side bottom. Now there's no one in front of him in the goal. He knew that, make up his mind, a straight shot's necessary. And a straight shot it is. Well, Sidebottom's first goal, he's been a very, very effective player for St Kilda, particularly with his strong work in the ruck and around the ground. His timing of those centre bounces has been superb to give St Kilda first use, but that's capped off an already good display.
Very handy goal that for the Saints. Just on half-time. The margin now 17 points, and Sidebottom gets yet another tap down to Keel. Touched off the boot. Cronin on the run. On to Young Cross. Will it be his third goal for the quarter? Not quite. Kennedy and Cowie free kick to Footscray. Fiery first half ends at Moorabbin with St Kilda 7-7-49, leading Footscray 4-8-32 by 17 points. Saints lead by 17 points. Start the second half. They were down by 10 at quarter time. Purser to McPherson. Throws it away. Smith puts the body in for the Saints and comes up with the football to Burns. Big Crow the chance. He's got it. Been an effective player for St Kilda, whether in the ruck or at centre half forward. Max Crow has taken 7 marks and kicked poorly most of the time, and that was perhaps his worst. Cordy for Footscray, looking for Purser. Well thwarted by Sidebottom. Cronin. Back to Morwood. Short. Good intercept that by Wallace, but it still gives Keel the opportunity. Wallace out to Purser. Purser to Brian Cordy. Elphingston. Oh, what an effort that was. Stood his ground, took the mark, the whack and the free kick. And another injured St Kilda player.
He has played extremely good football on that back line. Got them going in the first quarter. The Orpington, a little bit of a how do you do behind play there as well. And the umpire spotted that. The free kick will come further downfield for St Kilda. They'll take it on the wing now. It'll be Cross, who set them alight in that second term with 2 great goals from number 25. The quick kick was meant for Cunningham, didn't carry that far. Brian Cordy chipped in. Cordy takes the kick and returns it from whence it came. Emmett Dunn a chance. Oh, easily hipped out of position there by Elphingston. Good player, Elphingston. Out like a rocket. Cronin didn't know what to do with it. Morwood gets a lead there from Nace. Umpire's whistle's gone. They've spotted the infringement between Rickman and Cronin. Cronin takes the free.
Gee, that was penalising the side. Cronin runs across the half-back, puts it out in front of Smith and Lunn. Bounce favours Lunn, who does it well. Out to Emmett Dunn, now playing in attack. Takes the mark and wastes no time playing on, looking for Edwards. Oh, Footscray. Bad fumble by Rickman. Oh, critical mistake by Rickman. And the Saints are able to stop that move, and Nash will bounce.
Well, Tony Meadus out from the goal, knocked out to defence in the opening arms there of Elphingston. He dribbles it around the wing position. Mace, who didn't get a kick in that fiery second quarter. Here's Purser, takes it away from Mace. Purser's kick up towards Edmund. He's not in position. Edwards, can he do something with it? They pull him aside. He hasn't much mobility with those wonky knees of his. Elphingston once more. To May, the wingman, now on the back line. He's in trouble. Oh, too slow. Yards too slow. Footscray to attack through McPherson. Rickman tries to recover himself. Good pick up, Edwards. The man running into goal looks good. does. It's McPherson. Ran into the position well, kicked the goal. So they trail St Kilda by 11 points in the opening 3 minutes of this third term.
McPherson's second goal. He becomes Footscray's second double goal scorer. Sewell is the other. St Kilda has one. Rover Cross with 2 goals. Footscray going to the scoring in this third term, have reduced the deficit to 9 points. McKenna only as far as Elphingston, who spears the ball towards Smith and finds him. Cronin called for it. Good intercept by Anderson. Footscray to half forward. Oh, what a great effort by skipper Edmund. Strong hands at centre half forward. A little bit of breeze behind him. He's almost within scoring range, but he goes short to Rickman, and this time Rickman doesn't make a mistake. And he's 60 metres out directly in front. Ian Rickman started the day on the interchange bench. And his first kick is just offline. So it's
an interesting situation, Smarky, with Emmett Dunn up on the forward line now. They need some marking power there, obviously, as St Kilda taking it away from him. The kick in finds Morwood. He's not the Paul Morwood he has been. Doesn't seem to create the play like he used to. Then he's playing for time now as he gets the ball straight back towards Keel. Oops, back to Tomei. Onto Cunningham, as fumbles it, was into trouble, but gets clear somehow. Floats the ball across the half-forward line, travelling from one side of the ground to the other. Cross his start in that second term, number 25, ran into Cunningham. Oh, he's in all sorts of bother now. Knocked away from Cowie. Picked up by Smith. Quickly across to Tomei. Loose ball will go Footscray's way. Oh, Regan's really caught there. Brian Cordy, Neil Cordy rather, the star, after his brother. Then back to Neil. Overran the play. St Kilda fumbled and bumbled. Oh, there's been some untidy play. Cordy takes the free kick for a push in the back.
Gee, Footscray were lucky there. That tackle on Egan looked good. That's a superb kick by Cordy to find his brother Brian. Quickly on to Dunn. Dunn with a little proppy left foot pass. It's good. No, nice spoil that by Brown. Down to Burns. Back towards centre half forward. Intercept by Lund. Cunningham with pace. Oh, he went for a short pass. Jenkins is there. Comes back towards Cunningham. Barker. Held when not in possession. The Saints skipper must get a free. What courage Barker showed. Carried off in the first term on a stretcher after being KO'd behind play. And when Lockett left the ground injured in the second quarter, Barker, obviously with concussion, had to come back onto the ground. To full forward. Free kick for pushing and shoving up there in the last line of defence. We're going Footscray's way. Looks like Neil Cordy, who's been a fine player in defence for the Bulldogs. Oh, big misunderstanding by everyone. Morwood to Elphingston to Burns. Burns out to little Jenkins. Lund. Little Jenkins shows great pace. Beautifully shepherded for by Tomei. Jenkins goes too far. Gets pushed over. Still gets it. Cowie. Crow being shepherded. Look at this for a bounce. Back to Cross. Oh, he misses. Looks out of bounds on the full. My goodness me.
Yes,
he had a little bit more time than perhaps he thought there, Jeff, but you never know on the occasion.
That's right, you don't know, but just when you think a player's really made it, he's got himself right in football, he makes the incredible error like that. The kick out. Tomei and Cunningham with the targets there. Cunningham thumped it away, put it out of play in that half-forward pocket of theirs. St Kilda leading by 10 points at the 7-minute mark in this third term. And here's a throw in with Sidebottom, who's been brilliant in the ruck, but Purser, he was knocked away from him. Thrown there by McLean. Gee, been some good football, but there's been untidy football just like that.
Umpire Nash to bounce it left half forward for St Kilda. At 7.5 minutes gone in the third term, and the Saints lead by 10 points. Side bottom the left-hand palm. It's sharked by McKenna. Burns the opportunity here for the Saints. Gets spoilt. Cunningham. Kicked off by Burns. Burton for Footscray. Oh, cross. He's a go, this boy. Chance for little Frawley. Jenkins. Intercept is good. Footscray out of danger. Lunn running away with it on that southern wing. Up to half forward, and he finds a teammate in Royal. And a quick break by the Bulldogs. Good play by Lunn to find Royal well within scoring distance, right at centre half forward. And Brian Royal, normally a fine possession gatherer for Footscray. Pretty quiet day. This is only his 6th kick. Hasn't had too many hand passes either. Just 2. That's offline. Second behind to Royal. And that makes the difference 9 points. About 10 minutes gone in this third term at Moorabbin.
Well, it's Brown for the Saints at Alphington. He's had the ball on his string, and the crowd, the St Kilda people love it. Down to side bottom. Or side bottom went too far. Purser ran him down. Purser showed a lot of dash then. Pick up by Luck. Into McLean. Well, they're zigzagging all over the place. They want to hand it to Cronin. Side steps and comes through the centre looking $1 million. The long one down towards Crow. Judge it to a T, the big fellow. But his kicking has been hot and cold on the forward line. He's missed a couple of sitters, but kicked the 60-yarder. That's his 8th mark, so you can get some indication of his value anywhere on the field, particularly on the forward line. This will be his 12th kick, and he aims for the middle. It won't make it. It's thumped through for behind.
Saints' first score for this third term. Took a long while to get off the mark against the Breeze in the first quarter. Egan going to the outer side. Neil Cordy the target again. He's spoilt this time. McKenna gets pushed into the ground. Cross complaining about it, but it was there. And McKenna at halfback, the relieving free kick for the Bulldogs. Finds a player in a bit of space, McPherson. Going round the flank, Edmund the target, and he gets it. Good lead by the Bulldog skipper. Told to play on. Dunn. Too strong for Elphinston on that occasion, and Emmett Dunn, who's changed places with Jim Sewell in this third term. Sewell gone to defence, and Dunn to centre half forward. The opportunity to make the difference just 4 points should he kick truly. Right off target, and a fine effort that by Frawley in the back pocket. Too quick for Edwards. Side bottom and Mace. Side bottom. This is Anderson for Footscray. Jenkins. Smith. Oh. Must be saying something about the bounce, but he gets it to Jenkins. Jenkins goes up to Keel. Keel to Tomei. Tomei back to Keel. Cunningham bursting through. To Smith. St Kilda players forward. Smith kicks long. Over the shoulder by Barker, right across the face. Egan the opportunity. Takes the mark, spawning to ground, and perhaps Terry Smith should have done more with that as he had loose players ahead of him, and he went for the long bomb. Out to Rickman. And he's got it at half back on the outer side.
And Footscray get a let off there because St Kilda were running hot. Well, Rickman's long kick, Footscray kicking to the Breeze, which seems to be a bit stronger in this third term. Alphington outpointed Emmett Dunn, then chips the ball back to 2 of his teammates. A misunderstanding there between Barker, but it's Barker now with it. A shot to relief from Cowie, and that was very delicate football. Cowie hasn't done a great deal today. He's a useful player. He kicked the goal in the second quarter though. He's 30 metres out with the shot. And it's a straight shot. That's his second goal. St Kilda lead by 16 points at the 13-minute mark in this third term.
Darryl Cowie becomes St Kilda's second double goal scorer. And a pensive-looking Saints coach, Tony Jewell.
He looks a bit rugged.
And some more jubilant Saints fans behind the goals at the northern end of the ground. Purser running across the line there. Side bottom gets the tap out though. Burton knocks it back as far as Cronin, who his kick is touched off the boot. Burns hand passes to opposition player McLean. Who's this in the road? One guess. Elphingston. Out towards Tomei. McLean the spoiler. Does it fairly well. McLean with 2 to beat. Keeps the momentum going. Cronin gets a bit of a shove. And umpire Nash will bounce on the far side of the ground on the wing.
About halfway through the third term. St Kilda by 16 points. Footscray pushed the ball forward, but the Saints seem to have the answer to their moves now. It's Burns. Pretty quiet in the first half. Target was Crows, played well but can't kick. Jenkin. Keel, he's been caught every time he gets the ball. Egan sees the gap, gets through it, kicks the ball back into the middle. Side bottom. Almost dislocated his back then. Ball came out. Mace to take it.
Mace right in the centre of the ground for the Saints. His opponent in the second term, Williams, on the interchange bench at the start of this third quarter. Ball bouncing free. Lunn will get there first. Good bit of shepherding that by Kennedy to put Cross out of business. Lunn looking for Rickman. Moore with the spoiler. Does it well. And he takes the mark. A little bit of a cuff as well. Paul Morwood for the Saints. Told to play on as he creeps around on the mark. In towards Big Crow. Cunningham up high. Free kick to Purser for a push in the back. Purser to Royal. This is Royal now.
Sure.
Royal up towards the leading Edmund. Gets a nice bounce. Smith will tackle him. He does. Wallace is beautifully tackled by side bottom. Mistakes made, but there is Elphingston again. It only comes out as far as McKenna, but Elphingston goes after it. Edmund, tackle high. Free kick. Saints fans don't like it, but it was pretty obvious. Bulldog skipper Jim Edmund tackled far too high by Elphingston. Kicked by Edmund, right up to full forward. Thumped out. Brown does it coolly. Well played by Brown. Good spoil that by Brian Cordy on Cunningham. Boundary throw in grandstand wing. The Saints lead by 16 points at the 16-minute mark of the third term.
The Saints had a terrific second quarter when they kicked 6 goals to Footscray's 2. That's what's got them to the front position. All knocked out. Morwood. Good change of thinking and change of direction, but wasn't really because the ball out of play. Morwood just caught out of enough room to move then. And side bottom's been a star in the ruck. He's beaten Purser pointless today. Wallace. Edmund, not a good bounce for him. Brown, a good contest between these two. Edmund with the front running. Caught, but gets the ball away. That's McLean with someone in his back. Elphingston hasn't put a foot wrong. Thought it was a free, but was told to play on. Kicks the ball down towards the flank. Cunningham takes it. He'll take the free kick anyway. He's too good for Brian Cordy in this third term.
Cunningham in towards centre half forward and the leading Crow. Spoiled by Royal. In comes McLean for Footscray. Gets it out wide to Lunn. Young Jenkin coming at him. It goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy from the wing, kicks long. Done the target. Frawley, the spoiler, does it well. Thumps it towards the boundary line, and it makes it. Good effort by young Danny Frawley. Emmett Dunn now up at full forward for the Bulldogs after starting the day at full back. McLean coming to the interchange bench. for Footscray, and Williams, not the favourite of the St Kilda fans, about to go back on.
I wouldn't think Mace would be the favourite of the Footscray fans either. Jenkin. It's a dasher. Lunn. Oh, luck's a fortune as Edmund judged the flight better than anyone there in the middle of the pack. Took it. Gets a call from Williams. Has just come on. Clever. Oh, he ran the wrong way. I'd say he could have chickened out there. The Saints get that ball, bit it out of defence. Wallace. McPherson was helping there, but Burton takes it, puts them straight back into attack, and over the top end of Williams. He'll take it this time. And he took quite a heavy thumping there from Brown, St Kilda's Brown, but Williams has got the football just a metre outside the kick-off line. He couldn't possibly miss. He's just come on the field. Just come on the field. They're down by 16 points. And another unforgivable miss. And there's been 4 or 5 players this afternoon who've just performed exactly as that, dead in front and kicked it behind.
Well, I think he kicked the ball from far too close to the man on the mark. Tomei leads into the back pocket and is found. Waste no time. Oh, here's Elphingston. Wallace will come in. Elphingston, strong hands, out of bounds. Elphingston looking for the mark. Not paid. Bounty throw in between wing and half forward. The Bulldogs just into attack. St Kilda runner telling Tomei. He's been moved to half back by the look of it on Williams. Side bottom against Edwards. Cronin, Tomei. Jenkin, who's playing with plenty of spirit, on to Cunningham. Never plays without it. McPherson to Burton. Footscray go back into attack. Edwards from the back. Good spoil by Paul Morwood. Oh, Elphingston again. Marked by Burns. Cunningham the target. Beautiful left foot pass by Burns. Cunningham well shepherded for by Smith. Will use his pace around the grandstand wing. Oh! Perhaps running a bit too fast. Off balance when he kicks and puts it out on the full.
Well, in a rating of 1 out of 10, some of these players today would be below 5. And that's about a 1.5 effort from Cunningham. Well, this is Kennedy with a long boot right back into the centre of the field. Found Purser, just plucked it out of the sky then. The big fella's had a tough battle against Sidebottom today and lowered his colours, Sidebottom being a much better player in the ruck and around field. Edwards and Elphingston. Elphingston's taken them all on and beaten them. Quickly gives it across to Morwood, who's racing across to the outer side of the ground. St Kilda love to play that outer flank. Coming into Burns. Judged beautifully.
That should be 15 metres.
Yes, you're right, Smug. He'd be lucky if he doesn't. So Burns with the football, a good 60 metres in goal. St Kilda 15 points in front, 22 minutes through the third term, and that ball won't carry, but it'll be in the goal square. Where are the high flyers? Not this time. Desperate. That was Crow going up. This is Egan. Egan had to Sewell, and the ball out of play.
Desperate's a pretty good word to use today. And there's a little bit of a box on there. Crow, it takes a fair bit to get him stirred up. But Kennedy certainly has, and Cowie comes in, deals with Kennedy, and that's why Kennedy's going to get the free kick in the back pocket for the Bulldogs. Silly play that by Cowie. Round to Rickman, oh, good mark, just inside the line. Morwood claiming it was over. Good hands by Rickman on the defensive side of the wing. Done it, centre half forward again. Elphingston the spoiler. Burns has really put in this third term. Back to Elphingston, to Brown. Speared out towards Odgers. Quick thinking. Morwood, well spoiled. McLean, oh, he's tackled badly by Cunningham. He gives the free kick away. McLean has it on the grandstand wing for Footscray.
To Anderson, and then quickly across towards Brian Cordy. To Emmett Dunn now on the forward line, but went past he and Elphingston. A chance for Mace has slipped down. He's got to beat 2 Footscray plays. He does. Nicely to Elphingston. The crowd loved that. Cowie, took his eyes away from it completely. Recovered though. Puts a high one down to Crow. He's out positioned easily, but it's play on as the umpire called it. Lunn boots Footscray forward, almost a one-hander there to Royal. Mace. Rickman tackles strongly again, gets the free. The tackle was too low, and Rickman from 70 metres out.
Just on the point of the square, Maud, the man on the mark. Ian Rickman for Footscray. The Bulldogs desperately need a goal. They're 15 points down going to the scoring in this third term. Good lead by skipper Edmund. Oh, 15 metres for that? No. Neville Nash marking the spot as skipper Edmund goes back into the square. And he's offline, so the Bulldogs squandering opportunities. Jim Edmund 1-2 of Footscray's tally of 5 goals, 12, as against St Kilda's 8-8. A margin of 14 points, 24 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Now Brown, the St Kilda fullback, quick to get the ball back into play, kicks it towards the strong leading Tomei. Look, it's a push in the back from McPherson. The umpire's not allowing it. Or is he?
Now the boundary umpire's gone away.
And the kick going to McPherson, yet he pushed Tomei in the back. Well, I just can't get...
Out of bounds without being touched.
Yeah.
McPherson goes for a short pass. Edwards leads and gets there. The boundary umpire knew what was going on because he wasn't going to throw the ball in. He ran down towards the behind post. Edwards within scoring range. But Footscray have added just 1 goal with the win so far in this third term, and as we enter time on, they're struggling, the Bulldogs. That's a good-looking kick by Edwards. Not quite good enough. Into the post. So the difference, 13 points. Playing time on, third term.
Yes, it was a critical time for that goal. Phil had Edwards kicked it. It certainly would have lifted Footscray in this late stage of the third term. But now the odds are against them. With 13 points down, is the time on now as Crannan takes that kick off. Nice stylish player. To Tomei, could read that well. St Kilda players, when they want to play the game of football, they certainly can. When they want to fight, they can fight, but they don't seem to be able to combine them both. Tomei's kick towards Burns. The ruckman Purser's too slow, is tackled strongly, flicked it out the back, and Cowie takes the free.
Cowie short to Cunningham, who makes a bit of space, takes the mark and gets a bit of a biff. Disciplined football then by Cunningham. He got up with the footy and goes back to have a look. Side bottoms lead ignored. Cunningham going long. Saints would like another goal just before three-quarter time. And Emmett Dunn back in defence now, perhaps having a run on the ball, takes the mark. Malthouse certainly ringing plenty of changes in this third term. Dunn to the outer side. Cowie gets it away. The play on as Sewell gets the long ball out to Wallace. Wallace with the open field ahead of him, takes it round the outer side. Short to Williams and finds him at centre half forward. Well, Jeff put the kiss of death on Williams earlier in the term when he missed from about 11 metres out. Here he is, 65 metres out, 70 perhaps directly in front. Kicks from the square. Right to full forward. Edmund in the goal square is spoilt. Brown gets a bit of a shove. Royal goes about 2 metres back. Good call to say play on. Rickman, that's a clever snap and he's put it through. Desperately needed goal by the Bulldogs, kicked by Rickman. And the difference, just 7 points, 26.5 minutes into this third term.
It could be even more important that it's right into this late in this third term, because Footscray have last use of the breeze, which seems to have sprung up somewhat in this third term. St Kilda were 17 points in front at the start of the term. It's been reduced to 7 points now. Footscray attacking strongly in this last minute of the third term. There's the siren. The Saints still in front though, 8-8-56 to Footscray's 6-13-49. With the aid of a breeze shaving slightly that end of the ground. That's the South Road end, and that's heading that way now. Oh, neat handball out there quickly to Footscray on the fence. It was Brian Cordy, taken quickly down that side of the field. Sewell throwing it back, but it's Mace to take it. So Mason Williams with the 15-metre penalty against Footscray. Mace's kick comes just across the centre of the field. Chance for Terry Smith, who read play well. They want to get it moving. He finds Cross, who started with 2 goals in the second term. A lovely pass up the full forward. Emmett Dunn in the back line once more. Cronin spears the handball out, but to the wrong player. Finds Footscray's Kennedy. A wild kick, a balloon. Cunningham on about the third bite. The crowd shout. Free kick going to Burton for Footscray.
Burton at half back. Be quiet play today. Footscray's prime movers have been fairly quiet. Tomei, spoiled by McPherson. Williams up to half forward. Edwards coming out. It's well spoiled by Frawley. Oh, Brown grabbed when not in possession. Doesn't get a free. Edmund penalised. Free kick going to Brown. He's on the boundary line, half back, grandstand side. In towards the centre, Keel, spoiled by Burton. Burton, basketball style over the top. Footscray running, Wallace to Sewell, bit fast. Can Sewell tidy up? No, he can't. Back to Royal. He's caught. He got rid of it, the umpire said. Sewell to Wallace. That's a behind. 1 goal the difference.
It's a lot of huff and puff from both teams in this final term. After both the winners last week in their matches, the Saints thrashed North. Footscray really fixed up topside Essendon. Purser nearly got enough to be paid the mark. Patch it backwards. Rickman's 37. Smith had a grab around the neck. This is McLean, the wingman. Shoots the handball out. Burton charges after, but he looked terribly slow. Left to Rickman now for Footscray on the half-forward flank. Using a long handball. Tries to find the long-striding McLean, but the boundary line's beaten him. And the ball about 40 metres around from Footscray's goal.
At left half-forward. Bulldogs going into the breeze in this final term. They led by 10 points at quarter time, but trailed by 17 at half and by 7 at three-quarter time. They go back into attack. Edmund, the skipper, the target. Down to Royal. He breaks out of a tackle. Chance to level the scores. Not now, but Sewell will. Marking on the kick-off line. Sewell, who kicked Footscray's 2 goals in the first term, played for a good deal of the third term in defence. This opportunity to level the scores at the 3-minute mark of the final quarter. That's Sewell's 3rd goal. So the Bulldogs fighting back here at Moorabbin. They're 7th. Outside the top 5 on percentage, and the Saints on the bottom of the list. Saints coach Tony Jewell not hitting the panic button.
Well, Footscray have moved Jim Sewell back into the forward line. He just kicked the goal at the 3rd-minute mark, and the scores are level at 56. Side bottom, he almost threw that ball away then when he took it from the ruck. Another bounce. Scores are level, but plenty of time left. St.Kilda kicking with the breeze in this final term. Side bottom's done very well on those centre bounces. Smith knocks it out. McKenna furthers it on for Footscray. Tap on now by Rickman. Rickman's long kick. Back up into the teeth of the goal. Edwards is there. Edmund this time. Edmund swings around, falls down. Sewell, another one. 2 in a row. Great stuff. And what a marvellous man this Jim Sewell is. He kicked Footscray's 2 goals. They're only 2 goals in the first term. Played in the back line the 3rd term. And within 4 minutes in this vital last quarter has kicked Footscray to the front with 2 quick goals. They lead by a goal.
The Tony Jewell expression doesn't change. Nor does it much on Jim Sewell, who's an experienced campaigner. 4 goals. Best individual effort at Moorabbin so far. And the Bulldogs, who are down by 7 points at three-quarter time, now lead by 6, and they go back into attack once more. Odgers to Elphingston. The Saints go forward. In the road is Kennedy for Footscray. And the Bulldogs looking pretty good. McPherson and Tomei. Tomei does it superbly. Not a good kick. Smith the opportunity. Again the opportunity. Little Jenkin. Will the bounce favour him? Cowie shepherds. Jenkin fires. Oh, and he's put it through. That's his second. And the scores are level.
It's building up for a ripper final term. Scores level twice in just over 5 minutes in this final, the final effort for them. So anyone can win. Although Footscray have had to come from behind, so maybe that little effort has taken more out of them. The Saints were 7 points up at the start of the quarter, but they're back to level pegging now. Crow in the ruck, can't pick it up. Ball shoots out from the centre pack. Elphingston having the fumbles. Tackling's been fierce from both sides all day. Some of the kicking in front of goal's been terrible. Here's Keel, he's been a quiet player as a rover. Now to Cowie. Cowie's marked a long way from goal. He's almost on the centre wing. Gets a call in from Cross at centre half forward. He has to fight two of them. He's marked it. Cross, a fiery little customer in the second quarter, particular when he put St.Kilda in front. This is his 13th kick. Lining up now from a long way out for his third goal. Side bottom's given him a lead, but that's only a blind. Taking his opponent right out into the half-forward flank, and Cross going for the long shot. Won't quite make it. Marked by Cordy. What a beauty.
Been a fine player for Footscray. Goes out to the back pocket. Here's Cunningham with the opportunity. He's got it. Pass meant for McKenna. And Cunningham had the perfect set to take his 8th mark in the forward pocket. Now he missed from close in, almost directly in front in the second quarter, Jeff Cunningham. Here he is, about 40 metres out on the boundary line. Right forward pocket, kicking with the right boot. Barker up high, interfered with a Footscray player. There'll be a free kick, so the Saints don't hit the front with that kick by Cunningham, even though it was only going to be a behind. Neil Cordy will take the free, and the scores are still level, 7.5 minutes into the final term.
Now Cordy taking plenty of time. He's going to kick it towards Purser, but Crow's there with him as well. It's about time Purser slipped himself. Knocked it out of Crow's grasp. Ball coming over the back of the pack. Out of play.
Boundary throw in at left half forward for the Saints. The stands come alive. Crow against Purser, who grabs it himself. Back to McKenna. McKenna unloaded by Cross. The ball still in to May. Puts the Saints back into attack. Side bottom in front. Little Jenkin with his pace. Couldn't take the ball with him. Kennedy given plenty of latitude as two St Kilda players collide. Side bottom and Cunningham. Back towards the wing. Crow. Not Pay. Free kick to St Kilda. Will go to Odgers. Right on the grandstand wing.
St Kilda quickly into attack. Odgers kicks it into a nest of Footscray players. Only Cunningham there, and he marked in front of Purser. 1 against 5 Footscray players. It was Jeff Cunningham. That was good play. But this kicking's been atrocious this afternoon. Dribble right past side bottom. Picked up by Neil Cordy right on that last line of defence. Jenkin gets it. Can't get rid of it. Has another go. And eventually puts it out.
Jenkin, who came on in the first quarter when Fashini went off with a bad injury. Been a very nippy second row with 2 goals. It's Egan with the stack hack on for Footscray. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Side bottom and Purser. Smith going after it. Side bottom there. Umpire Nash will bounce. It's only about 25 metres out from the Saints' goal. 9 minutes gone, final term. Scores level. Anderson comes back on the ground for Footscray. Purser. Big Crow the opportunity. The kick behind the play, Ruckman marking it between wing and half forward, and he should drive this ball deep into attack for the Saints. He certainly does. Side bottom. Waiting down. Barker! The Saints skipper puts them back in front.
Well, a lot of courage being shown by Barker. And look at Terry Gill.
Expression never changes.
He looks like a better Tassard's Waxworks.
Barker's first goal from his sixth kick, and the Saints lead by 6 points. He was knocked out in the first term and carried off on a stretcher. And with two injured players, Lockett and Fashini, had to come back on the ground.
Throw from the ruck. The Saints a goal in front. 10 minutes into the final term. Another ball up, centre of the field. Jim Sewell set Footscray alight in the start of this term with 2 goals in 4 minutes to put Footscray a goal in front. St Kilda have equalled the challenge. That was Cunningham going in there. This is McKenna thumping it on. Another knock on. Sewell. Look at the pace on Sewell. The bounce, it was a bad bounce. Didn't favour him at all. The Saints live again. Terry Smith takes that knock on. Nice handball to Cronin. Cronin by himself running down the centre of the field. He's run about 30. Kicks it another 40. Up the full forward. Barker! Oh, would you believe it? And every Saint supporter is standing on their toes. Barker just kicked the last goal to put St Kilda in front. It was one that he dribbled through from the goal line. And that's 2 in a row to Barker. He's the hero.
And you think the Saints have won a premiership. Barker acknowledges the up-ground players. The Saints fans are ecstatic. And they lead by 12 points, 11 and a half minutes into this final term. And that all started from a magnificent thump away by Brown.
Eleven minutes into the final term, and it's the Saints by 2 goals. And Crow pumps one away from the centre, knocked on by Cowie, taken by Keel. St Kilda running on strongly, down to side bottom and Dunn. Got a bit of backspin on it there. Dunn gets it, tackled strongly by side bottom, wouldn't let him go, and the ball out of play. St Kilda's half forward flank.
Right half forward for the Saints. Purser against Cowie, who wins out. Kicked away by Kennedy. Williams and Mace. Cronin has been an effective player for the Saints, using his skills. Up to half forward, Cunningham. There's no time. Have a look at that. Right play, Cunningham. That's his second goal. The St Kilda runner cheering the boys on. And that was a brilliant individual effort by state player Jeff Cunningham. Superb mark and up. And his second goal makes the difference. 18 points at the 13-minute mark of the final term.
4 goals in 13 and a half minutes. The Saints are running hot and finishing strongly. Crow in the ruck now is dominating west side bottom left. Burns tries to run through the centre. Here's Lund for Footscray. Caught down in a tangle of arms and legs. Done for the Bulldogs. Out to Burt. Out pointed there by Tremay. The boundary beats those two. Throw in St Kilda's half forward line. 4 goals in 13 and a half minutes in this final term, and Sewell kicked 2 goals in 4 minutes for Footscray. Tapped down by Cowie. Terry Smith keeps it. It's out now. Further towards St Kilda's goal, about 40 yards around. Barker was sensational with that mark. Cunningham down there as well. That was Purser over the top of Cowie. Smith desperate for St Kilda. Egan for Footscray. On to Burton. Hasn't had a good day. Crow.
Plenty of experience. Kick behind the play. Big Crow. His 10th mark. Drives it long. Cunningham again. He's marked magnificently. Crow's taken 10 marks and Cunningham's taken 11. And he's well within scoring range. Playing half forward today, Jeff Cunningham. curling back, but not far enough. 2 goals, 2 to the State player. And the Saints now lead by 19 points. 15 minutes gone, final term.
Brian Cordy really having nightmares now about Cunningham's grand final effort in this final term. This is Egan. Long one out to Neil Cordy. He's been a strong player for them. Wonderful marker of the football. Caught. Gets the handball back to Wallace in the centre. Wallace gets the kick down towards Sewell. Sewell number 2 and also Rickman, but neither of them went for the ball. This is McLean trying to beat 2 opponents. Morwood for St Kilda takes it and sidesteps. An underhand handball there to Cronin. Cronin's beautiful kick down towards Jenkin. Landed right in his lap. 40 metres from goal.
Gee, uses the football well, Cronin, Jeff, doesn't he?
Beautiful kick on the run.
Superb skills. Little Jenkin here to drive the Saints deep into attack. Barker! Couldn't hold that one. He grabs Purser well. He gets it out to McKenna. On to Kennedy. Under a lot of pressure. It's out to McLean. Cronin again. Back deep into attack, cross. But over the top comes Lund to mark for the Bulldogs in the last line of defence.
What a saver. Well, plenty of pressure on the Bulldogs, and can they stand up to it? Oh, the Saints are really on the boil. Not a good kicker. It's a balloon. Neil Cordy to Dunn. Oh, a poor handball from Dunn. It deflects to Brian Cordy now. He's had a nightmare looking after Jeff Cunningham across the centre. The long kick up to McPherson. Over his hands. Edmund gets it. There's no one in the goal square, but it's dribbled right past it. It missed the behind post by about 10 metres. The throw in at Footscray's end.
Footscray kicked the first 2 goals in this final term to hit the front. They were down by 7 points at 3/4 time, but since then the Saints have added 4. 2 by Barker, 1 by Cunningham, and 1 by Jenkin. Edwards takes plenty of time. Another corner ball. Rickman it was, trying to barge his way through. And umpire Nash will bounce about 35 metres out from Footscray's goal. The Bulldogs going against the breeze in this final term. Dunn now on the ball. Gets it down to Burton. Mace put it on the ground. Ducked his head. Should be penalised and will be penalised. Dunn, 35 metres out. At a 30-degree angle. Crow on the mark. Oh, another post with a Footscray. That's their 3rd. And it's back to 18 points. The Saints in control in this final term. Out to Frawley, who's outpointed by Dunn.
And Dunn gives it to Rickman, who goes for a long run, but he's in all sorts of bother. Didn't know what to do with it and comes back, tries for Edmund. Edmund on the second bite, can't take it. Keel dives on it. Can't get it out of the pack. Mace eventually clears it, but it'll run into Rickman. No, it won't. Rickman must have been puffed after his last sortie. He's on the outer wing now. Gets it across to McKenna. McKenna over to Wallace. No, to Purser. He was in best position. Then he gives it to Wallace. Wallace needs a long kick to get it from here. Goes for a short pass to Edwards. Now at the 20-minute mark in this final term, Edwards has taken the mark and a 15-metre penalty coming his way. He doesn't realise it yet. To realise he got the 15-metre penalty, that is. So Edwards will kick from about 18 metres out from the goal square. His 5th kick. It's an important one. It's a goal. It's a Kilda lead now by 2 goals.
Been pretty quiet today, Butch Edwards. 1-2 his tally. And there's been a little bit of lack of mobility on the Footscray forward line at times with players like Edwards and Dunn when they've been up there together. So a 12-point margin now in favour of the Saints. Crow gets the knockout. Knocked on by Cowie. Hawkins back on the ground after that injury going off in the first term. Desperate situations require desperate measures by the Bulldogs. Another bounce. just on the Saints' attacking side of the centre circle. Purser this time. Crossed the opportunity, gets pushed in the back. As McKenna was breaking away, free kick to cross of St Kilda. Or it's Odgers.
So Dodgers long kick this time out towards Cunningham, and again he's out on it. 3 times in this quarter he's beaten Brian Cordy. The floating kick to the goal square to the side bottom went past him. One behind. It's a handy one as well because it means the Saints lead by 2 goals 1.
Kicked into a half-back on the grandstand side. That'll be a free kick to McKenna, who was tackled from the front. Neil Cordy was breaking away. Neville Nash had blown the whistle, and McKenna, another possession getter for Footscray, down to just 11 kicks today. Their prime movers have been fairly quiet. Done in front. Swap places again with Sewell. It's like a game of chess as far as the Bulldogs are concerned. Up to half forward, chance here. McPherson judged it better than Mace. The Bulldogs fighting this out. They're down by 13 points. 21 minutes into the final term. Good lead by Edwards. Oh, he's got it. Good mark that. Under a lot of pressure from young Frawley. Now Edwards kicking into the breeze. Goes back across the centre square line. And perhaps he's just a bit too far out to score a goal. One the Bulldogs desperately need. It is going to fall short. Who's there to take a big grab? No one. Edmund claims he was tackled high. Umpire Hood comes in and will bounce. 22 minutes gone in the final term. The Saints with the breeze in this final quarter lead by 13 points.
It's not a very good bounce. Front of the goal. Tapped down by Crow. Oh, chance here for Doug Hawkins, who's back on the field. He sprayed it. It's a behind. It's the Saints by 2 goals.
And you can see, look at Hawkins limping there. Yeah. He went off in the first term with that leg injury, and he's had to come back on the ground. Oh, here's a loose man as Brown pops it out to Tomei, all on his own at half-back. Tomei could have gone short to Morwood, but he went a little longer to Odgers and finds him. Cunningham leads into that space at half-forward in front of Cordy, and he gets a shove, doesn't get a free. Morwood to take possession. The Saints go back into attack. Elphingston knocks the ball on, but it's taken away for Footscray by McKenna. Up to half-forward, done the target. Good spoil, down the ground. Royal, a quiet play today. Off and running, still running. Not much pressure, runs his full measure. Deep into attack go the Bulldogs, McPherson and Mace. Oh, McPherson, a fine effort, not paid. Coming through strongly is Crow. Doesn't get it far away, but far enough. Cronin runs at it, overruns it. Burton onto Hawkins. How can Dougie Hawkins run at it? He does, he plays it well. Splendid effort by Hawkins. Dunn standing flat-footed. Cronin out to Tomei, superb football. Tomei round the grandstand wing, and once again we see a runner getting on the ground. The Footscray runner this time. Back towards Terry Smith. Takes too long. Purser. Smith persists. In comes Elphingston to help. Purser takes plenty of time. Too long. Tomei. He gets rid of it. Out to Elphingston. Oh, he ducked the high one. On to Smith. Smith weaves his way through the pack and drives the Saints into attack. Side bottom. Play on's a call. Down to Cunningham. A side bottom slips over. Look at Cunningham go. Back to side bottom was the intent. Through comes Sewell. Sewell playing it in front of him in the centre of the ground. Can't handle it. Now he can. On to Burton. Burton fumbles. Oh, it's a game of great pressure. Time running out for the Bulldogs. They're 12 points down. Thumped away by Frawley. Chance for the injured Hawkins. Short to Edwards is good. And Edwards has got it in the forward pocket.
Very exciting passage of football as Smokey's just described. That was really top stuff. Football at its best and fastest late in this final term. Now the Bulldogs down by 2 goals. Can Edwards kicked his only goal in this quarter about 7 minutes ago. He's missed that. Bad kicking's bad football, and time running out for the Bulldogs. 24 minutes into this final term. It's 11 points of difference, favoured by the fired-up Saints.
Crow leading to the grandstand side. Now he goes away to the southern side. Straight down the ground's the kick where Purser is. He's spoilt by Odgers. Royal is caught with the ball. Smith has it. Takes too long to get rid of it. Coming through is McLean. Umpire letting it go. Oh, Royal and McKenna fighting one another for possession. McLean again. And the umpire Hood will bounce at centre half forward as we enter time on in this final term. The Saints lead by 11 points. It's walking wounded because Elphingston, a star at centre half back for them, perhaps best on the ground, has had to go to the forward line. Kicked out for Burns. Back into attack go the Saints. Little Jenkins, beautifully tackled Egan. Free kick. What a fine little player this boy Jenkins is. There's the lead from Elphingston. Barker's there too. The two big guns. It's thumped away by Cordy. Barker's got it. Across to Smith. This could be the sealer. Terry Smith. He's put it through. That is the sealer.
Well, the players rush around to congratulate Terry Smith because he's been a great battler today. He's really put in. He's played all over the field. He's shown a lot of experience and of drawing players towards him. Disposal's been good. He's running in for the hard ball. He's marked a difficult one. And look at Tony Jill. 21 possessions to Terry Smith, and he's capped off that fine performance with a very, very timely goal, a tick into the extra time period.
Bounce favours Crow. Thumps the ball forward. Through comes Wallace. Caught without the football. Taken off him by Tomei. On to Cunningham. Burns running in support. Oh, that's a handball that puts Burns under pressure. Brian Cordy brought down, will get a free kick, not in possession, right on the boundary line. Couple of minutes of time on played. The Saints have it won, and their second successive win will get them off the bottom of the ladder. Short to Wallace. The runner on the ground again, the St Kilda runner, perhaps was responsible for starting that rather ugly melee in the third term. The ball is kicked up towards centre half forward, and Crow takes yet another mark. That's his 11th.
Big is best at this time of the game when the smaller flails can't jump, but Crow jump as fit as ever. McKenna caught, quickly across to Royal. Royal caught. Tackling's been fierce. Young Tomei in trouble. Ducks two head tackles. Doesn't get a free kick there either. McKenna. The ball's still in play. The player stopped. They thought it was out. Brian Cordy, who's been playing against the brilliant Cunningham. The bounce went right past Morwood into the arms of Rickman. Steve McPherson running down alongside him, but Rickman will have to go for the shot himself now. He's running out of time. Running out of space. Kicks with the left foot this time, right into the goal square. Knocked away. Great defensive stuff by young Foley, who's really enjoying it, getting better by the minute. St Kilda got it wrapped up, 88-71.
27 and a half minutes gone, final term. Grabbed by Dunn, taken off him, kicked away by Mace. Cronin with the chance. McLean showing great pace after him. Chance for Royal now. Did he have the ball? No, he didn't. Free kick to Royal. Man on the mark on the square. Just 11 kicks today for Brian Royal. That's falling a bit short. Good play by Cowie. Brown for St Kilda. Cunningham! How many marks has he taken today? 12. One more than Crow. Cunningham to half forward. Terry Smith. Barker leads. Smith will go to goal. It's another one. Oh, into the post.
What, 4 or 5 posts today? Oh, he looked good when he got that ball, and he took a deep breath and charged straight down the field. A chance for him to live again. Oh, almost a one-hander.
Oh, great play by Jenkins.
It's Lunn now with a chance. Right in the back pocket. Handball to 3 of his teammates. Sewell's played the forward. Oh, it's deflected back. Egan, Elphingston, and Jenkins again. A wild kick puts it out on the full. But he gets 10 for effort on that particular effort.
And the Saints have had a magnificent win at Moorabbin by 18 points with a final score 13-11-89 to 9-17-71. There's a Rangers and skipper Trevor Barker KO'd in the first turn, and magnificent